Case of variable imports. Till now, we have assumed that imports in the economy do not depend on income. That is, its lump sum imports is equal to LM, but in real world, imports are a function of income. A more realistic assumption would be that demand for imports M is function of income Y. M is equal to M bar plus My, where M bar is greater than 0 is the autonomous component and M is greater than 0 lesser than 1. Here, M is the marginal propensity to import, MPI. It refers to the change in import expenditure that occurs with a change in income. For example, if a household earns $1 extra of income and the marginal propensity to import is 0.2, then of that dollar, the household will spend 20 cents on imported goods and services. The new AD equation would be AD is equal to A plus MPC multiplied with Y minus T plus I plus G plus X minus M minus My. AD is equal to A plus MPC into Y minus My, where A is autonomous expenditure equals to A minus MPC into T plus I plus G plus X minus M. And the equilibrium income would be Y is equal to AD, which can be written as Y is equal to A plus MPC into Y minus My. Solving for Y, we get Y minus MPC into Y plus My, which is equal to A. Y multiplied with 1 minus MPC plus M equals to A. Y is equal to A divided by 1 minus MPC plus M. The open economy multiplier, that is 1 divided by 1 minus MPC plus M, since M, our marginal propensity to import, is greater than 0, we get a smaller multiplier in an open economy. Let's see through one example. Assume that the marginal propensity to consume, that is MPC, is 0.8 and marginal propensity to import is 0.2. What will be the impact of increase in government spending by $200 with and without considering marginal propensity to import? In case 1, that is without marginal propensity to import, expenditure multiplier will be 1 divided by 1 minus MPC, that is 1 divided by 1 minus 0.8, that is 1 divided by 0.2, which results in 5. So, $200 increase in government spending will result in $200 into 5, that results in $1,000 increase in overall output of the economy. In case 2, that is with marginal propensity to import, expenditure multiplier will be 1 divided by 1 minus MPC plus M. Clearly, in this case, total output will now rise by a less amount as the government expenditure multiplier is 1 divided by 1 minus 0.8 plus 0.2, that is 1 divided by 0.4, which results in 2.5, which is smaller than that obtained in the earlier case. So, if government expenditure rises by 200, output will rise by the multiplier times the rise in government expenditure, that is by 2.5 into 200, which results in 500. This is smaller than the increase in output in the earlier case. If domestic autonomous government expenditure increases by $200, in a closed economy, output increases by 1,000, whereas it increases by only 500 in an open economy. The fall in the value of the autonomous expenditure multiplier with the opening up of the economy can be explained with reference to our previous discussion of the multiplier process. A change in autonomous expenditures, for instance, a change in government spending, will have a direct effect on income and an induced effect on consumption with a further effect on income. With MPC greater than 0, A proportion of the induced effect on consumption will be a demand for foreign, not domestic goods. Therefore, the induced effect on demand for domestic goods and hence on domestic income will be smaller. The increase in imports per unit of income constitutes an additional leakage from the circular flow of domestic income at each round of the multiplier process and reduces the value of the autonomous expenditure multiplier. Ex ante and ex post. Before we close our discussion on this topic, I would like to tell you two technical terms that are generally used in analysis, and you will find them in all kinds of economic policy papers published by government and central bank. These two terms are called ex ante and ex post. Ex ante and ex post, a distinction coined by Swedish economist Gunnar Myrdal. Between what is planned, desired or intended is ex ante, and what is realized or actually happens is ex post. Ex ante and ex post will not be the same when plans are not realized. In other words, ex ante expression indicates before the event and ex post expression indicates after the event. For example, the amount of investment which a firm plan or intend to make during a period is ex ante investment. But what the firm has actually invested measured at the end of the period is called ex post.